Hello, Sanbonan. So today we're going to be discussing the very first idea from the book that we're discussing this month, which is The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. And the idea that's in chapter one, that's in the first chapter, is an idea that is titled, or the chapter is titled, Master Your Emotional Self. And basically, what he says in the book is that, or in the chapter, is that we think of ourselves as human beings as incredibly rational and logical and sober minded thinkers. The reality, however, is that not only are we heavily influenced by our emotions, but that it's a step further than that, which is that we are dominated by our emotions. And this is the reality for all of us, in different extents, of course, but this is the general truth for us as human beings. We're incredibly influenced and dominated by our emotions. And the first step that he sort of describes as to how to sort of handle this and avoid some of the pitfalls that are a result, or that we find ourselves in as a result of being, dominated by our emotions, is to first of all recognize the fact that we are emotional beings. We are beings that are dictated to, that are dominated by our emotions. And secondly, to take a step back and withdraw and cool down from whatever emotions or abound or abide, or that we are experiencing at that particular moment in time. And then the third process is to practice to think, right? To just get into the habit of doing the best you can to sort of think through whatever it is that you're dealing with at that particular time. And he tells the story as well in this chapter of Pericles. So Pericles was a leader back in ancient Greece around the 1400s BC. And he came into power, came into public prominence at quite a late age. He was over 60 years old when he started. And he had a different sort of style, a different leadership style, different way of speaking. He wasn't fiery. He wasn't incredibly charismatic and emotional and a demagogue, so to speak, which was usually how the leaders in ancient Athens were at that particular moment in time. And as a result, many of them sort of rose and fell very quickly. But Pericles was different. Pericles was a very sober-minded individual. Was somebody who was very reserved, or somebody who was circumspect, who was cautious, who contained all the aggressive and impulsive notions and tendencies of the people of Athens at that particular moment in time. And then the situation came about where the other city-state in Greece, which was Sparta, which was the arch enemy, so to speak, of Athens, basically provoked Athens to war. And there was conversations as to how they were going to handle the situation. And Pericles had his ideas, which were reserved and constrained and restrained, and were defensive in approach. And they followed that strategy at the beginning, but not too long after that, they decided to abandon that strategy, and it ended up in Athens being defeated by Sparta, and that was a testament to the importance of the approach of Pericles, which was to not allow himself to be dictated to by his emotions. And that's the exercise that many of us should sort of undertake, and become more rational thinkers, more rational behaviors or actors. And we do that again simply by recognizing first and foremost that we are emotional beings, and that our emotions dominate and dictate to us in a very, very strong manner. And then take a step back and allow ourselves to get back into a stable state, and then practice to think. He makes the case that this is not something that happens naturally. We're not naturally rational actors. We need to practice the act. We need to get into the habit of exercising that skill and that ability. So that's the idea for today, from the first chapter of the Laws of Human Nature, which is to master your emotions. What do you think about this law? Have you read the book? Tell me what you think about the story of Pericles. And I'll see you tomorrow with another idea from the Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, the greatest of all times. The greatest of all time.